You hear a lot of talk about the higher self, right? And you hear a lot of talk about how people who are very in touch with their intuition get downloads or messages from their higher self. And it helps them have a more graceful, easeful, more enjoyable life experience. And it can be very frustrating to people who don't understand how to get in touch with the higher self, or how to listen to the higher self and want to. And so that is what I am here to do today, to help you learn how to get in touch with your higher self and therefore lead a life of more grace, ease, and joy. If you're new here, hello, my name is Stephanie. So glad to have you here with me. If you are not new here, hello again. Nice to see you. All right, so let's just go ahead and dive right into it. And I think I want to start with like an analogy. So your body is like a car, right? Your body is like the car. It is the way in which you get to different places in life, experience different things in life, right? However, it all depends on who's driving the car that will determine where you are going, the path you are taking, how you are getting there, and if you even get to where you want to go. So your body is your vehicle. And there are three people who could be in the driver's seat: your subconscious mind, your ego, or your higher self. And the third one, the higher self, it's not like your higher self is now going to make every single decision, your life isn't going to be yours anymore, etc. It's you in the driver's seat, but you are being led by your higher self as if they are a GPS. Whereas when you are having your subconscious or your ego in the driver's seat, there's no GPS. They're just kind of like driving, right? But when you are in the driver's seat with your higher self as your GPS, you will get to where you want to go, to a place that will lead you to the most fulfillment. And so let's learn how to determine who's in the driver's seat. So your ego, a lot of people have this negative connotation with the word ego because of how we use it in language. We call things or people egotistic, and it's always in a negative sense. But the ego is not a bad thing. Your ego is what makes you an individual. Your ego is your I, me, my. I am creative. I am creating a video. I am in love with movement and exercise and yoga, right? Those things are personal to me. Those are mine. My likes, my dislikes, right? That's your ego. Your ego is what gets you dressed in the morning. Your ego is what says, I like that, I don't like that. It's I, right? Your subconscious. So when your subconscious is in the driver's seat, you're kind of repeating patterns. You're repeating patterns, whether they be tangible or mental and emotional patterns. Your subconscious is very habitual again, and so it likes what it already knows. What it already knows is what it deems as safe, and anything that is unknown, has not been done before, is not deemed as safe. So if your subconscious is in the driver's seat, you're reluctant to try new things, take risks that could lead to beautiful benefits, right? And if your ego is in the driver's seat, this is where it might get a little negative. You may have very self-centered goals. You may want to, and it might turn into things like vanity, like you are on a path of a lot of plastic surgery because you want to look so beautiful, right? Your ego's in the driver's seat. Your subconscious doesn't care about that. Your higher self doesn't care about those things, so it's your ego. And many people go throughout their whole life experience switching from having the subconscious to the ego drive. And the longer this happens, the further off your best, highest, most fulfilling path you're going to get. And so if your highest, most fulfilling path is just like straight, right? And like for a month you go off course, it's not very hard to get back on course. But if you go years and years and years and years and years off course, because of having your subconscious and or ego in the driver's seat, it may seem impossible to get back on course. You may feel like you don't even know how you got where you are. You don't even know how to get to where you want to go. And it's scary and it's frustrating, and it causes a lot of heaviness within people and in the world. And so, let's learn how to be in the driver's seat with the higher self as the GPS. Once you decide, you know what, I want to get back to my path, if 3 days later you're not there yet, don't get frustrated. It's going to take time to figure out. But as long as you are willing to take the time, and as long as you are willing to learn and go outside of your comfort zone, because that's what it's going to take. Again, your subconscious isn't going to be in the driver's seat anymore, and so there's going to be uncomfortable moments. There are going to be times in which you doubt and you want to go back to the route that you're so familiar with. All right, so let's get into it. How to get back to the path. How to get back to the path that is guided by your higher self, that you co-create with your higher self, that will lead you to fulfillment and joy and pleasure. Okay, so hear me out. The path back. So here's the path that you want to get to, right? But you're all the way over here. You got to take a path back. So there's going to be another path here. All right, so the path back is you following and allowing what feels good to you. Caring about how you feel the most. And this may mean purging things from certain aspects of your life. Because remember, if you were on a path led by the subconscious, you may have habits that are very strong that you don't even want. If you led a path that was led by the ego, you may start not really caring so much about appearances and other people's judgments and validation, right? And so it's gonna require some purging of old ways of thinking, old ways of being, etc. However, you could always come back to what you should be doing in a given moment to get back to your highest path by focusing on how things make you feel, and then not settling for things that don't make you feel your best. For example, if you wake up and automatically go to your phone and then 40 minutes later you realize, you know what, I don't feel very good, I could have done a lot with that time. There you go. You just identified something that's going to make you feel bad, and therefore you are going to work on not doing that anymore, and instead filling that time in with something that makes you feel good. My suggestion here, first thing in the morning, chug a ton of water, do 10 minutes of stretching, and 5 minutes of mindful breathing. And that will make you feel very centered and good. And within that stretching and breathing, you're gonna have stillness. There's no chatter, nothing going on around you, nothing on your phone you're looking at to like start making your mind race, right? You're gonna find stillness, you're gonna be with yourself, and from that calm, still place, then you can make decisions that are calm rather than decisions based upon fear, ego, subconscious, scarcity, etc. All right, so we're gonna start noticing what makes us feel off, doesn't make us feel good, and we're not going to be settling for those things anymore because life is too short. All right, so your path back is finding what feels good. Once your life begins to shift even a little bit, you're gonna notice it, and it's going to be so liberating, and it's gonna motivate you naturally to keep going. And then once you feel like almost every aspect of your life is almost where you want it to be, you are right there. And now is time to start tuning into the higher self. This is where your meditation practice needs to deepen. 10 to 20 minutes in the morning of meditation. Because all day you're thinking, your mind's chattering, you're asking questions. Should I do this? What should I do? Blah, blah, blah. I want to go here. I want to go and do this with my life, etc. Right? You're asking all these questions all day, every day. But when do you take time to listen for the answer? The stillness is where the answers come. And so, just to recap here, you're over here, here's your highest path. You were led over here by your subconscious and your ego. And now, she's such a clown. And now you're going to start your way back to your highest path simply by noticing what feels good and what doesn't, and not settling for things that don't feel good. Including ridding yourself, and this may include ridding yourself, your mind, and your surroundings of things, people, places, events, thoughts, etc. So, your path back. And then you get closer on that path, or you have kind of like a blank canvas you want to build from. That is when you deepen your meditation practice. You find the stillness in which you can listen for the answers. And this is all I could really tell you, because from there, your higher self will guide you. You'll get intuitive thoughts that feel really good, and you'll want to take inspired action towards it. It's a journey. It will take time. But accept where you are. Be okay with it. Promise yourself that you are going to dedicate your time and effort and energy into you and your life and bettering it. Because frankly, you deserve it. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to like, comment, and or share this video. Thank you again for joining me. I love you so much, and I wish you your highest path.